Okay, I'm going to show you a real quick one here that's phenomenal. Especially if you've got some duck breast. Broccoli, 2 kinds of sweet peppers, onions and carrots. Got a little bit of oil in the pan. I've got a little rice going over in that pan over there in the saucepan. All I want to do with these vegetables is kind of get them tender crisp. It's going to be a phenomenal little wild game recipe. You can use regular beef with this. You can use chicken. You can use pork. So I kind of just toss those vegetables around. And I got a plate somewhere here that I'm going to put those vegetables on as soon as they get tender crisp. What I've got to add to this is 1 can of yellow curry. It's a yellow curry paste. It's hard to see that. The brand is Masri. You can buy whatever brand you want. You could also buy the spices and do some coriander and some fenugreek and some curry powder and all that. But you can just buy that little can and have it. Then I've got a can of Savoy cream. It's coconut cream. Got a little bit of chicken bouillon. I'll show you where I'll add that in just a minute. This comes together super fast. Deer tenderloin's also another great one to use in this recipe. Now again, I'm not trying to cook these vegetables till they're soft. Notice my skillet, or my pan here, it wasn't a skillet, was good and hot when I started. I kind of want to take the edge off of those carrots because they will be pretty raw if you don't. You can put the lid on there if you wanted. I've got here about 1.5 pounds of duck breast. I sliced that nice and thin, about a little bit less than 1/4 inch thick. I like to do the meat second. I like to do the vegetables first. If the vegetables get good and hot and they continue to cook, which they will when you put them on the plate for a little bit, that's okay. If your meat gets good and hot and you take it off and it continues to cook, it gets really, really well done. That would work fine if you were using beef or even chicken, which you gotta have well done. But for this duck meat, I don't want that well done. These are just about done here, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to take these off in just a minute. You see how that broccoli got real bright? My carrots will still be pretty crunchy, but that's okay. You can put those in there just a hair ahead of time if you wanted. Now I've got somewhere here that I forgot to get out. I have some garlic and ginger. You don't necessarily need this because your paste is going to have a lot of that in it. I do like a little extra than what I get out of the paste. That's about 1 teaspoon. That's a garlic and ginger paste. Great to have around, lasts a long time, and really adds a lot of flavor to stuff. So I'll toss that in there. Whoo, that smells good already. So I'm going to take these out here. I think they're getting done up. I don't have a lot of rice because this is a curry dish. I don't need a lot of rice. I need a lot of curry. Okay, that's perfect. So I'll take these and I'll put them on my plate. A few of them stay in there. That's okay. Not going to hurt anything. I've got a little sesame oil here. You don't have to have this. Just regular oil will work. But I'm going to put tablespoon of sesame oil. Kind of get that rounded in there a little. Add my duck meat, sliced nice and thin, like I said. That skillet, should have let that oil sit in there for just another minute. That would have made it a little bit hotter, but. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do my meat up until it's about medium rare. Then I'm gonna add the vegetables back in. I'll add some of the chicken bouillon and a little water. I'll add my coconut cream and my yellow curry. And then all I'll have to do is heat all that together and it'll be done up. Again, my vegetables are still cooking over there too. I'm gonna add just a touch more oil to this. This is just a regular oil. I don't want too much sesame oil. And again, only about another tablespoon. I don't want this to be super oily when I'm getting ready to add all my sauces in here, but it does help kind of brown these up to have a little oil in it. So you can see that's starting to get some good color. Again, I'm not trying to brown this because it's not really going to make a big difference in a dish like curry. So all I'm trying to do is kind of get them medium rare. Get them kind of cooked on all sides a little bit. And I'll show you here in just a second how much water I think I need. Because I like a lot of sauce. When you pour this over your rice, or you put your rice in it, you want it to be nice and salty. Just kind of toss these around here. I really don't let that go for very long because I'm not looking to get one piece really well done and the other's not. So I'm kind of always tossing these while I'm doing it. And they are starting to take on a little color, but really you want this to be pretty much medium rare when you add these vegetables back. Most of these pieces got a little bit of color on them. And again, it's going to get hot and it's going to continue to cook. And these pieces are so thin, they're going to get done. So I'm going to add my vegetables back. That wasn't that long, but that would have been enough for your meat to get overdone. Toss everything together here nice. Again, I've got my can of yellow curry. You could use green curry if you want. Use red curry. Use Penang curry. And I didn't add that whole can yet because I really want to taste this. Look at the color that takes on. Ooh. Ooh. Rice is coming along. Now I add my coconut. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'm going to add a little bit of my bouillon here. I don't think I need a lot of this bouillon because I just use a lot of that. About 2 tablespoons. If you got the little cubes, it'd probably be 2 cubes. I'll add my can of coconut cream. I'm going to fill this coconut cream can with water. Preferably hot water because that way you're not cooling down your dish too much. See, that's way too thick. So now I kind of get it going here. Ooh, that's going to be good. A little bit of prep time in this, but hardly any cook time. You like that sauce to be nice and thin so it runs down in your rice when you do it. So now I got to do is get this back up to temperature here, but what I'm going to do is get a spoon so I can try this. Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. I got room for a little bit more of this. It's going to be about 3/4 of this can. This can was 4 ounces, so about 3 ounces. And that color is just fantastic. Now, if this were to cook for very long, and that sauce tightened up a little bit, which it will once you reduce it down a little bit, I'd probably add a little bit more water to this. But you can see that right there. Let me give this one more shot. Oh, that's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yellow curry duck. It's that simple. It's that easy. My rice will be done here in a minute. I'll put a scoop of the rice down. I'll pour this this curry over the top of it, and there you go. Duck curry.